And this is pretty much the majority of your dating life, to be quite honest with you. It shouldn't be about finding the right guy, even though it's a good thing to look for. The thing is that if you avoid the wrong guys, the right guys will come automatically. It may be slower, but they just come automatically. So we're gonna talk about how to avoid those guys with a few strategies. You really don't know people when you're meeting people. A lot of the times when you meet somebody, you're looking at it from a very naive perspective. You're looking at it through the eyes of your need, through the eyes of your neediness. And this is what I mean. When you're a child, you naturally assume that your parents are superheroes. You naturally assume that your parents are all powerful. In fact, if you really think about how you saw them, you really saw them as superheroes. And because of this perspective, you tend to exaggerate their positive traits, and you tend to exaggerate and diminish their negative traits. But as you grow up and you still become self-consumed with your problems, you're always thinking about yourself, because that's what children are. Children are just natural narcissists. You're going to bring that naive perspective into your life. And you're going to begin to see your partners through the eyes of your needs. Meaning that you're so needy that they have to be strong, or else you'll feel like you can't survive. So you'll exaggerate their strengths and avoid and not even avoid, but just ignore their weaknesses. And what I learned, and what you have to do, is that you have to wake up from that naive perspective and begin to look at reality eyeball to eyeball. Because people are always wearing masks to conceal what they really are. But this mask has cracks in it. And what you have to do is learn to see through those cracks. Because people men in general will want to have three things with you. They'll either want to see more of you, less of you, or are indifferent. They don't care whether or not they see you next time. And it's important for you to be able to identify where do you stand. And a lot of guys will want to see more of you for poom poom, but when I say more of you, I mean they want to see more of you because they like you as a person. So you want to learn to observe, because one of the reasons why a lot of you ladies cannot read men and keep falling in love with the wrong guys is because you're self-absorbed. You're not really looking at the man in front of you. You're looking at a projection, a hologram of your needs, a complete projection of your neediness embodied in a man. And so what you have to do is begin to pay attention to your self-absorption and how little you really pay attention to life. Open up your senses and begin to absorb people's energy. Not their words, but register their emotions from within. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Also, the next thing is register people's reaction within you. When people react to you, imagine how they feel when they're reacting to you. Imagine what they would have to go through to feel what they feel inside. You want to develop the habit of not thinking inside yourself and thinking how other people experience the world. That will slowly disentangle the hold your ego has on your thinking. So literally begin to observe other people's energy. When you're talking to somebody, become more interested in their facial expressions more than their words. Begin to observe I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah, that's the main gist of it, right? Another thing is that don't trust appearances, okay? Never really believe what people tell you in the first one or two times of you meeting them. Usually they're putting on an act. Usually they're acting how they think you would like. So don't trust appearances first. Time will always reveal who people are. So what you want to do is look for as many red flags as possible. And don't see him, and look for as many red flags as possible. Make the conscious effort to look for red flags. Make the conscious effort. Because when you like somebody, you're making a conscious effort to look for positive things in them. So the more you like somebody, the more effort you want to put into seeing what are the things that are bad about them. And I say this I say this to the people who keep attracting the wrong men, who keep attracting men who have serious red flags. So look for as many red flags as possible. Don't see him more than, and also don't see this guy more than once a week within the first 2 months. And the reason why that is because you don't want to get too attached too soon. Also, have sex with him as soon as you can. If you don't want to have sex with him the first date, that's fine. But the reason why I advise we're having sex soon is because the more you wait to have sex with the guy, the more you end up liking the guy. It's not the same for the guy. A guy has to have sex with you in order to start liking you. Before the sex, he's just on standby. It's like he's just like in the waiting room, waiting to enter. And once he has sex, then you can really meet the guy. Right? So this whole thing of waiting to have sex with the guy a long time in order to make him like you is a fallacy. You're only looking at it from a woman's perspective. Once again, self-absorption. Look at it from a dick's perspective. A guy, it's like when you want something from somebody, you're not paying attention to them. You're like, all right, yeah, yep, me too, I agree, yep, save the children, yep, what a tragedy, yep. Oh, can we fuck now? Oh, we can fuck, okay, cool. Now once he fucks, he's like, what were you saying again? Who are you again? Like, they wake up once they have sex. And it's like, obviously, it makes sense for a guy to say that, right? That's what you would think. But don't you think I know that's what you guys will say, and I'm still saying it? I'm not saying it because it benefits me. I'm saying it because that's just an observation, right? And this is something that I teach in my course, Nice Girl. And this is something that I'm going to teach in my upcoming seminar in New York City on December 4th. What's it called again? Social intelligence. My fault. I'm just foggy minded right now, people. I didn't even go to school because I feel sick right now. So the next thing you have to look for is learn to observe, learn to pay attention to half-interested men. Learn to identify half-interested men, because a lot of the times the wrong guys aren't just toxic. They're just not interested. They could be great guys, but because they don't like you that much, they treat you like shit. And they don't even think about treating you like shit. They just are not interested. You know what I'm saying? But you're there, you're available. So identify the half-interested men and avoid them. The key to all of this is eliminating the wrong guys as soon as possible before you develop an attachment to the guy. So pay attention to mixed signals more often than not. If they show negative emotions randomly, take that to heart and keep it in mind. If it must be repeated in order to be something valid. This can be a leakage of emotion. Just think to yourself. Explain your situation with you. Just think to yourself, right? Somebody is nice to you. Somebody's nice to you all the time. But then when you disagree with them on a political topic, they insult you and they get really angry. And they do it multiple times. Right? But then let's say also that within that same week, they also treated you to dinner. They also, they treated you like a friend. What I would do if I was you, I would focus more on the negative. But unfortunately, the more we like somebody, the more we focus on the positive. We forget the fact that they insulted you. We forget the fact that they called you names. And we just focus on the fact that he got you dinner, that he got you this, that he got you that. And that's what causes you to, because people use those gifts and those good words as a smokescreen to distract you from what they're really doing from behind the screen. So focus more on the negative more than the positive, because they'll tell you a lot more about the man, because they're always trying to hide the negative, right? So that's one thing, okay? When it comes to mixed signals, half-interested men will always do that. They'll take 10 hours to respond to you, but then they'll text you with a lot of enthusiasm. They'll be late to the date, but then they'll be super happy and enthusiastic on the date. They'll cancel dates on you, but then the next day they'll consistently cancel dates on you. And when I'm saying all of this, I'm saying consistently. I'm not saying once he takes a long time to respond. I'm saying that he always takes a long time to respond. Always. You're always living in anxiety, always thinking about whether he's going to text you back or not. And you're going to have to just take that loss. The pain of leaving somebody who treats you like that, when I compare to the subtle pain you're going to feel of being with somebody like that long term, okay? Other thing that you could do to pay attention to the guy and to learn about him is to pay attention when he gets excited and when he's anticipating something good to happen. Notice his voice changing. Notice everything, and then contrast it when he's not excited and feel the difference. Literally try to feel the difference in this person. Other things that you could do is notice this man's baseline expression and mood, and look for any deviation and why. Look at this person in another scenario and with other people, and look at how his behavior changes as well. This is how you pretty much get a panoramic view of the person, like a general view of the person. You're not just seeing the person act and forgetting it. You're seeing the person act. You're registering from within. And then you're observing them in other different scenarios. Maybe they're alone with you and then they behave differently when he's with his friends, and you notice those types of things. And over time, a picture will begin to develop. A picture of this person as who they are will begin to develop on its own. Not out of your projections, not out of what you want to see, but a picture based in reality will begin to form. And this picture will be accurate. It will not be tinted with your projections and with your insecurities. It will be a pretty decent representation of this person. And it's up to you to do what you want with that information. But the whole general gist of it is that you have to be willing to do this. This is a choice. This is a decision. You choose to lie to yourself, or you choose to be honest with yourself. It's your call, okay? What I would do is, as soon as I see any of these red flags, the sooner you see it, the more quicker you gotta leave from those types of people. It's just that simple. And if you don't want to do this, then you're just gonna have to learn your lesson the hard way, and you're gonna have to lose somebody that you really, really love. I'll see you guys in the next video.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.